Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's an honor to be here with you today for this wonderful event for the VOTP graduates, right? Let's celebrate you. Let's celebrate your journey and have some fun, right? My name is Mayara.
And I'm Laura, and we're going to be the master of ceremony today. As Mayara said, we're honored to be here with all of you celebrating our graduates' achievements.
Dear Professor Robert, who has supported us every step on the way. His guidance, patience, and encouragement have been invaluable, and we are grateful for their unwavering dedication.
I'm very happy to be here and see our students, our guests, families, visitors. This is the culmination of what has been a great experience for all of us for 2 semesters, 1 full year. Some people are completing the first semester and they'll graduate next semester. So it's been a lot of work and a lot of fun to get to this point. So if you ask the students what they've been doing, they'll tell you, if you're not familiar with their program, they'll tell you a lot of things that we've been doing that are not just your normal ESL activities or your normal computer activities, but it's we try to create an environment of, like workplace. So for example, there's a lot of teamwork. We have projects where people work on teams together. For example, we recently completed the recruiting process where our roughly 40 students were divided up into 6 teams, and the teams had to work together with a lead, and then each team had to work with the other team. So it took a lot of coordination, and it was so much more than just an ESL class or just a technology class. So that's one of the things I think that we really are proud about this program, is that we think it gives people the opportunity to actually have some team workplace experience. And students always say to me, I think every student I've ever asked has said that they felt more confident speaking English in front of people after completing the program. So that makes me feel very fulfilled, knowing that something valuable has come out of the program to help you all, to help the students and families. So I'm grateful for that. Them than just a regular class, it's also more to me. It's an opportunity, if you look around the room and look into Zoom, you see people from all around the world of all different backgrounds and different levels of experience. And we get to work together, and I feel like, I would not say that I teach everything. I think my goal is to create an environment for learning, which means learning from each other, not only from me. So I think students contribute a lot and learn a lot from each other, and I also learn from the students. But best of all, I get to be with a group of wonderful people every day for a year. And so to me, this is much more than a job. I always, if people ask me, I don't really know what I want to do with my career, what should I do? I try to advise people to find something that you love doing, so that when you wake up in the morning, you don't dread the day that's coming, but instead you look forward to it. So to me, I feel like I'm lucky and have the best job in the world, because I get to enjoy what I'm doing, feel fulfilled by what you've contributed, because without you, the program would not be what it is. So all of you have made awesome contributions in the last year, some of you in the last semester who are new students. And so I'm thankful to you that I get to wake up in the morning and look forward to a wonderful day with you. So thank you for everything you've contributed.
Everybody's ready? I hope you are, because I want to feel the energy. First graduate, let's give a round of applause to Jose Luis Shepard Mercado. Yay! Good job, Mercado. Okay, congratulations.
Okay. Congratulations. It's nice to see you. Is this the first time that we've met in person?
Yes.
It's a great, I'm so happy to be able to see you. So, Joselo had a really good job in this country. He was an accountant with the federal government, I guess similar to the IRS in Mexico, right? So I think he represents a lot of you in that maybe you had a career and a job in your country and you're here, and now you're looking for a job here and maybe not quite sure what you're going to do and hoping that you'll have a job similar. And I know that Joselo's goal is to get something similar, working an accountant in government, right? Perhaps in the city and county of San Francisco, where there are a lot of jobs that he would be great at. And we have connections there too. Joselo has been sort of our pet advisor during class, during our Zoom meetings. If we had questions about pets, he's currently, I think he's still working at PetSmart, and a pet lover with several or many pets, or what's the correct word? Several? Many? Many, okay, many pets. And so often when we've had a question about pets, he's helped us with that. Also, Joselo has played an important role as, I feel like, almost like an HR representative in our class. So I think Joselo monitors very closely the behavior and language of everyone, students and teacher, to ensure that what we talk about, how we talk about it, and how we behave is fair and equitable for everyone. So the example that I can remember offhand, there were several, but the one that I can remember is when we were learning about flow charts and org charts. We were looking at org charts, right? And I was like, I hadn't planned what I was going to say, right? So I was just improvising, and I said that it represents power. And he said, whoa, wait a minute. It doesn't represent power, right? And so we had a reflective moment where we thought about that and said, yeah, it sort of reflects the hierarchy of responsibility within the organization. So I feel like he's been a real important part of ensuring that we continue that. We all believe in the equity and fairness, but he's played an important role in making that happen in the class. So I'm very appreciative of that.
Everybody here in person, I'm super grateful to be here. I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for City College, and more important, I'm grateful for having a great teacher as Robert is with us, super patient with us. It's just what a journey, but it was more easy with people, with you, and one teacher with Robert was with us. Thank you very much, and yes, that is my short goal, and this program helped me a lot with that. After a start to this program, I'm start to my transition to the credit classes, like a tax classes, because this program gave me a lot of confidence about it, and I'm super happy about it, and I'm glad and happy to be here with you guys and with the professor finally, and thank you very much for all your support.
And he is Marcelo Perez. Let's give him an applause to Marcelo. Come on, Marcelo. Thank you. Let's take a picture.
Hello everyone. I just want to say that I'm so happy. I'm elated to be here next to my best teacher. That he's been teaching us many things. So I'm so proud of him because he's very patient with us. He's a good teacher, and I just want to say thank you, Robert.
Yeah, thank you, Marcelo.
Thank you, Marcelo. Thank you, Marcelo. Okay, so Marcelo also was, at least I think, beginning a career in Nicaragua before he came here. You were at the university, right? So he was in the university but had to give that up and came here. And so currently he, I think he's still working on his GED, getting his GED, which has been a very clear goal for him, and also in the future hopes to go back to the university and get his degree from the university. So really happy about that goal. We know that Marcelo cares deeply for his daughter. He's shared that with us in this class and in the previous class I had with him. So we appreciate that about his being a father. Marcelo recently got a job here, so that's why we haven't seen him as much in the Zoom recently. And so we're super happy about that. He was super happy about that, and I hope he's still happy about that. It depends on the job, right? And so Marcelo also has been very conscientious about if there was something that he didn't understand, he would ask openly, right? Which helps us all, right? Because he had good questions. And also being very conscientious when he realized that he was going to be late doing some assignment because he's working, right? He would ask, Robert, I'm sorry, I just want to let you know, can you please extend the deadline? And of course, as you know, the deadlines are automatically extended, right? So, but I appreciated him ensuring that. So, so Marcelo, I look forward to hearing about your when you get into university, and more so when you graduate. And please keep in touch and let us know.
Graduate, come here to the stage, Jason Huang. Congratulations.
Jason, it's great to see you here again. Jason is always eagerly comes to any of the events when we get together face to face, right? And he's here early and stays till the end. It's like in the Zoom. Jason's always there. my late. Make sure that I'm on schedule, right?
We're good.
That's why you're always on time. But I remember. So Jason is totally there, right? We all know that he's totally there. So, for example, I remember when I think it was when we started the second 9 weeks, right? When we made that change and we started the second 9 weeks, and we start our class at 8:20, right? Because that's what's in the schedule. But the Zoom, you can't really put the Zoom for 8:20, so I put it for 8. And then Jason, I think that during the first week said, Robert, don't we start at 8? Because it was that. So he's very, very attentive to the details because he wants to be there, right? He wants to be there for the whole thing. So, Jason is also, in addition to taking our non-credit program, he's also taking credit classes, right? And taking child development classes.
Yeah, that's my second.
So Jason realized that he loves working with children. So he wanted to do the child development program. So he's not only there every day, every minute of the Zoom classes, he's also taking credit classes, child development classes, right? So he's a busy guy because he really cares about education and wants to finish that degree or certificate, whatever it is, for child development so that he could start working with children. And the assignment has these very detailed instructions, right? You probably when you saw those instructions, you were thinking like, oh my God. So, and then everybody would, because the assignments tell you exactly what to do, right? So everybody would turn in the same assignment. But Jason's was always different, right? He always did his creative version of the assignment, right? So I got to see, he kept it interesting for me, right, with his interesting assignments. But also something that I realized, I think, that Jason's strong point is, I think, not reading detailed instructions. I think where Jason is strong is when he hears the instructions or sees them visually. So I remember there was some assignment where I gave these detailed instructions and I think he didn't get it or he did something differently, but then I think I recorded the feedback or something and he did it perfectly.
This is my second semester in the VOTP. I am very happy for meet everybody in today and in this semester. And thank you so much, everybody. And thank you so much, Mr. Robert. Thank you, everybody.
With our next graduate, Nancy Tan.
Nancy, it's a pleasure to see you here at the end of this journey. Right, I remember in the beginning you talking about how you didn't feel confident speaking English, even though you have a lot of great experience and a lot of great skills, as we have seen during the program. So I know that you now you take every opportunity to practice, to prepare, to volunteer, to speak and you've made great improvements. So hopefully you take that confidence with you and look for other opportunities in the future for whatever kind of job you want to do. So, so Nancy is, as we all have experienced, I think, is super helpful. Really helpful. Proactively volunteering to help. So if I remember correctly, last semester at graduation, she couldn't come because she was working, right? But she wanted to pick up the food and bring the food, right? So probably, that was probably the least convenient thing for her. It was probably less convenient. That's to emphasize. So that was probably less convenient for her to do than for anybody else to do. But she wanted to participate even though she couldn't be here. How many times have we seen Nancy like driving or on the phone or at work or whatever, right? She always wants to be there. She's fully with us. She's totally there, right? And we notice that and we appreciate that. And we appreciate your warm and generous spirit and how you always want to give back, right? Give to us also. We really appreciate that. Those of you who worked with her, for example, on the outreach to teachers team this semester, I remember in the beginning, I asked certain people to try to explain their complicated process to the rest of the class, right? It's pretty complicated. And of course you have to learn your team more than you have to learn the other teams, but still it's important that you have an understanding of the whole process, right? So Nancy was like super prepared. She prepared a clear and detailed explanation of the process so that we could more easily understand it. And so I think that is that's a symbol of Nancy. Helpful, committed, prepared, engaged. And so I look forward to hearing about your future and what you decide to do in the future, and congratulations.
I'm so glad that today I can here today. So thank you first things. I thank you, Robert, give me the opportunity here in the team, VOTP team. So successful team is so great, yeah, for me. Yeah, and the second thing, I wondering to thank you the last semester and this semester's classmates. They are super helpful. So have a lot of things I don't understand, but they are very helpful. So thank you. And the third thing, I wondering to thank you myself. I'm so proud of you. And in the join the VOTP team, it's very good. So also I'm improve my English a lot. I can feel that. Yeah. Thank you, Loba, again. Thank you so much, and everyone. Thank you.
Next graduate, I am honored to call on the stage Natalia Zelenova.
Is another example of a person who's busy working, mothering, family life, has a lot going on, right? And Natalia has always been very committed. Sometimes it's been difficult because she's been working or her daughter was sick or something, right? But she always communicates with me about, Robert, sorry this happened. Can you extend the deadline? And as we know, the deadlines are automatically extended. That's okay. Natalia currently working as a child associate in daycare, but that's not her dream job. So she would like to be tester QA engineer in the future, and I think she'd be great at that. Natalia is also a person who's been very helpful in asking questions, as you have all experienced now. Sometimes I don't explain things clearly, or as Oscar can appreciate, sometimes I use too many words. So I appreciate the questions that you've asked. Most of the questions are helpful to everybody, right? And some of them are funny too. So the funny question that I can remember recently is Natalia came a few minutes late, right? I mean, she's a mother, she's got things going on. and we were like, I don't know, 35 of us there in Zoom discussing something, and Natalia said, "What are we talking about?" That's always good to review, right? To make sure that that's good. So also, one of the things I really appreciate about you is I'm sure that most of you have had one challenge or another outside of class, perhaps in class, right? And so Natalia had a challenge last semester in class, which I felt bad about, but at first I didn't know about it. So what I appreciated was that she openly came and told me about it, right? We stayed after in Zoom, and she told me about it, and she didn't complain. I asked her, well, would you like me to escalate? Would you like me to do something else? And she said, no, that's not necessary. I just wanted to have an opportunity to tell you. So to be appreciative, right? I feel like showing appreciation often opens a lot of doors and soothes, calms a lot of conflicts. So thank you for openly expressing your
9 years ago in my social communication class. I had a blonde woman with beautiful blue eyes who never said anything. And one day after class, she came up to me and she said, "Today's my birthday. Nobody knows that." And I said, "Oh, well, we're going out for coffee." And we went out, and Nat shared her family photos. We had maybe a 2-hour coffee. Since then, I have watched her just bloom with her language, with her life. She had a child. And at this point, she's not my friend. She's my family, her and Alex and Nikki. We see them once a month, get together, and I just love having you as part of my family.
I am really grateful to be here and participate in this program. And thank you, Robert, for being so great teacher for all of us, and for all the students who are willing to help anytime. Thank you so much.
Mariceli. So welcome and congratulations.
So, Mariceli was a pharmacist in Brazil before she came here. Had a career, worked in a hospital, and also in a pharmacy, in a pharmacy and in a hospital. So she came here and worked as an au pair for 2 years, and is now in a period of transition. So I know the last few months have been really difficult, right? We've heard that story. This has happened to several of you, right? But I think it was a really turbulent and difficult time for her. So she would regularly tell me about how, sorry, I couldn't come, busy. And I think you demonstrated, as have others, the strength to finish a commitment during difficult times. And I'm sure you will appreciate that you committed and finished, as we also have appreciated your commitment. So, the story, as you remember, Mary was one of the presenters at the orientation, right? A big responsibility, right? So we had, how many people came finally? Was it 50? More than that. More than 50 people came. Okay. So, speaking in front of a large group, obviously you've had experience speaking. I don't know how much you've done in Zoom, but it's a challenge. We did, and we practiced together, right? The idea is that for 1 or 2 days before you practice everything, so everybody feels more confident and knows exactly what to do, right? But for Mary's part, we had a plan B, right? And so to Luyan, who I think is here, so Luyan, I kept saying, okay, Luyan, be ready for plan B. Be ready for plan B. Because, not that I doubt your ability, but because I knew the story behind the story, right? That you were super busy, had multiple things going on, and were also really stressed. So I appreciate that you made time with Luyan and Rongchan to practice in the evening, on the weekend, whenever it was. You know, I'm going like, okay. But so I think she arrived at about 9:10. I think about 20 minutes early, right? And so, you know, I'm thinking like, okay. And she was ready. That was a great presentation. So I've seen you talk before, so I know you have great presentation skills, right? But in addition to the challenges of that time, there was also me remembering, and maybe I'm not remembering correctly, but I seem to remember you speaking like a year ago and being really nervous. So this was a really challenging situation in the future because we will use, I think I've actually already started using that recording. I think I put it in Canvas as an example, but also sometimes students contact me by email and say, oh, I'm interested in VOTP. And I say, you know, sorry, we've already finished recruiting, but here's some information. And then I include that video in that information. So it's, so you will continue after you graduate to do that video. So yeah, you have great skills, great personality. It's been a pleasure working with you. Thank you for sharing you with us.
Everyone, I don't know how to use this. I want to say thank you so much for sharing this amazing year all together. I think we all been through hard and good times all together, and it's a pleasure to have you VOTP family as family. And Robert, I want to say thank you. I will cry, so I will start.
You can speak and cry at the same time. I do it.
Yeah, he's really good in the text. But
Take your time.
doors, windows, and whenever we think it's getting harder, you always be there to say, we got this. So, thank you so much for always being with us.
Say in the orientation, I think, and probably writing the script. I don't remember exactly the details, but I remember Mary said, and VOTP can or will change your life. And I said, whoa. Let's be realistic, right? Let's not overpromise. And she said, no, it's true. So I don't know, I'm sure it's a different experience for everyone. Some of you, I'm sure it won't change your life, but it will definitely help you, I hope. But it made me realize that, wow, if you can do something that will help you change your life, I'm super grateful for being able to participate in that. So
learning skills, of course, is the main reason that we are here. But I feel like we learn how to grow as a person here. And it's so challenging for us. So many of us, we're not in a first language. We don't know how to say some words. And here we learn that it's okay you don't know. And together we will build this community and confidence to be ready for the future. So VOTP is not only a program, it's way more. It changed our lives.
Oscar Schneider! Congratulations!
So Oscar was originally an electrical engineer, worked for 30 years or so as an electrical engineer in Argentina. So another person who had a great profession, great career, and then transitioned to here. And we have benefited a lot from Oscar's technical skills, his experience, his wisdom. So, Oscar has shown us leadership skills when last semester he was the co-team lead for the application and outreach materials team. So I remember when I asked Oscar if he would do that, he was like, not because he didn't want to assume the responsibility, but because he was super busy. And I think he was worried that he wouldn't have time to do it. Right? but he did it, and we're super appreciative of the fact that he shared his leadership skills with us in that role. And throughout the entire year, you have selflessly shared your technical expertise and workplace experience. So with the technical expertise, or also even when we're discussing situations in the workplace, you have this great, deep understanding and experience that you share with us. And another quality is that, you know, every time we ask a question where, you know, you have a great story or great experience, you don't just like automatically raise your hand. You wait because you want to share that opportunity with everyone. And then if nobody knows the answer or nobody has a situation to share, then you will do it. So to me, that represents your understanding the big picture and the importance of the fact that this is a learning opportunity for everyone, not just an opportunity for you to speak, right? And that, but also that you willingly share your great depth of experience and skills with us. So we've benefited many times from your, you know, telling us, you know, oh, well, you know, you can do it this way, or helping contribute some improvement to the way that we're doing things. You have great English, great pronunciation, amazing vocabulary, and so we share a quality. I'm sure Oscar doesn't mind if I joke about it. Early when we were working on like interviews last semester, and you know, I'd say, tell me about yourself, and then 10 minutes later, so that because, I mean, he has so much experience and his English is so good, right? I mean, you kind of want to hear the story, but in an interview, you need to learn to limit what you say, which is a problem that I had, right? So I joked with him when I told him that I think it was in an assignment. I wrote the feedback, you know, great answer, but you have to be shorter. And I shared with him that I had the same problem when I worked at Genentech. I had this great manager, and when I would communicate with people via email, she would say, Robert, they don't have time to read that, right? So I had to learn to speak more succinctly. And I think that Oscar is someone who has something which I call customer relationship management skills. So this is a higher level skill. It's not customer service. It's customer relationship. Is interesting or not, you have the qualities of a good customer relationship manager. And I guess, even if it wasn't your job title, you probably did a lot of it in your past experience. So a good customer relationship manager needs to be intelligent, needs to have excellent communication skills, needs to listen carefully, needs to have problem-solving skills, be diplomatic and manage difficult situations in order to build a good relationship with the client, the customer, the partner. And I think you have all those skills. Have a great journey and keep us posted because you could do just about anything.
All these stories about me.
In a lot of words.
Well, and trying to be succinct, I am most grateful for the time we shared together, learning, experiencing this great program. All of us, I have enjoyed all our teamwork and all our achievements. And reflecting about what Robert announced in the first time, in his first speak earlier today, about the goals of VOTP, well, I was about to underline that not only the goals of VOTP are reached by all of us, but also what caused me more surprise was the permanent interest in improving. And that attention to get something which is already very good, excellent, an excellent program, to get it better every minute, well, that was a very distinctive characteristic that I enjoyed about your way of conducting the classes.
Sandra Sanchez. Congratulations, Sandra.
Sandra was doing more teaching than me. And we really appreciate that. So Sandra, as we know, has amazing skills and experience, which she openly shares with us, right? The idea of that Oscar mentioned about improvement is obviously something that you also take very seriously, and you contributed in so many ways to improving our program, right? For those of you who weren't in our class, Sandra's experience as a product designer probably also included project management and some usability, I think, also, right? So she has this great experience, and she, when we were trying to explain the long and complicated recruiting process to everyone, I think I mentioned this earlier also, and you know, like reading all these words about the process, like what? And then Sandra suggested that why don't we do a flow chart to show the movement of the process, the connections between the different teams. And Sandra created an example to show us experience, generosity, openness, and willingness to share with us to make the program better. We all appreciate it a lot. And I'm pretty sure every student in the future will appreciate it, even though they might not know it, right? Because they won't see the way it was before Sandra came. So you've made a real big improvement to the program. We appreciate that. So I think we have that, you know, connection when I talk about Genentech or something. We also have that connection there. So Sandra hopes, the last time I checked, Sandra hopes to become a product designer here in the U.S. Now, I think you'll agree that any company would be very happy and appreciative, thankful to have Sandra working in their company. So you have so many skills that you find a job that you love, but also don't feel like there's a ceiling. There's a lot of opportunity for you, as high up as you want to go. I mentioned to Oscar about customer relationship manager. You would also be awesome at that. You have all the skills needed to create good relationships and build trust and inspire respect and manage process and improve process. I mean, any manager with an open mind would love to have someone who helps make the process better, right? So you have so much to offer. Patient, right? I mean, how many times when she was teaching how to use that tool, Miro, right, you're thinking like, if I ask that question, is Sandra going to become stupid? Right? I know I did, right?
Today is, I feel very happy and grateful because this represents for me a great personal achievement. Because for me speaking in English is so hard, but this program helps to me to be more confident speaking in public, speaking in English. I would like to thank Robert for his patience. Because for me he's a person who inspires to move forward. And also I would like to thank to all my classmates, especially Nigi, Joselo, Mariceli. It's great. I am so happy.
Welcome to the stage, Fabiola Torres!
I'll say this twice. I'll say it once in this direction and then once in this direction. Okay? All right. So we'll do this first. So Fabi worked in industrial companies in Peru, so also had a career before coming here, and then worked here for 2 years as an au pair, and is now also in a period of transition where she's looking for new opportunities and wants to study, right?
Yeah.
And get is it a master's or PhD in chemical engineering or what? Master's degree in chemical engineering? Yeah. Okay. So obviously, Fabi is super skilled, right? And then, first impression, we're probably thinking like, isn't Fabi fun? Don't we like working with her? Right? But then we see, whoa, she's also pretty amazing with her skills, right? And leadership. Leadership. I remember, you remember at the beginning of the recruiting process when I asked you, pick the 3 roles, the teams that you would be most interested in working on, right? And you have to say which team you want to work on in number 2 and number 3. Bobby's first choice was leader, the coordinator team. And I thought, like, oh, I'll have to remember that. And now you probably wish that you didn't put that. That you're busier this time, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, you gradually realize, wow, she's got great technical skills, great interpersonal skills, great leadership skills, right? And so I think that, and also Fabi was also the co-lead of the application and outreach materials team last semester. So she and Oscar had a lot of challenges updating those materials, right? And we had less time and really open to accepting responsibility, right? I remember many times, so Fabi's kind of my connection with the WhatsApp group. Right? So I know one of the ideas of the WhatsApp group is like, okay, the teachers won't be part of this, right? But so Fabi's kind of my liaison, my connection with the WhatsApp group. And so how many times would I say, so many times, it doesn't matter what time, night, early morning, whatever, I say, Fabi, can you do this? Familia, amigos de Fabi, bienvenidas. Es un placer tener la oportunidad de hablar con ustedes. Gracias por venir para compartir este evento con nosotros. Voy a intentar de explicar qué maravillosa ha sido trabajar y enseñar con su hija, hermana, amiga. Ella es una persona que ha tenido la oportunidad de ser líder los 2 semestres en nuestro programa.
So happy. I remember that I was in Linda class and I heard about this program and I was, I want to be one of those girls talking in public, and I did it. Actually, this last recruiting process, I did a lot of class visit presentations, and I feel more comfortable the last year because when, you don't know what you can do until you do it. And I was like, my English is not so good, I cannot do it, but then when you realize that you do it, you feel so proud of yourself. Thank you. Muchas gracias a ustedes, familia, los amo mucho. And thank you so much to everybody, Mayara, Marceli, my friend Sylvie. And thank you, Robert, for all your support, all your kindness, and you are one of the best teachers I ever met. So happy to be here. I'm so proud that I done it. I have done it, and thank you so much.
Anna Jan. So let's give a big applause for Anna.
Happy to be here with you at the end of this journey. You have contributed a lot to our class and to the family of the class, the feeling of family of the class. So Anna, in her country, worked as an assistant to a general manager, correct? And also was a translator and estimator, right? For a petrochemical industry. So Anna also had a great job in her country before coming here, right? And so now I know you mentioned at the beginning of this semester, or maybe it was even last semester, what you want to do. I think you mentioned that you want to find a job as an assistant here, or after school teacher. Has that changed?
Maybe something related to HR.
Okay, good. All right, HR. So we'll have to take advantage of some of the HR connections that we have. Okay. All right. So Anna has demonstrated to me that she's extremely competent. So competent means she's able to do successfully and do well the things that you ask of her. It demonstrated many skills and detail orientation. Anna asks great clarifying questions. When Anna asks me to explain something more, I can be pretty sure that I didn't explain it very clearly, right? Because Anna is very smart, right? And so when you ask a question, I know, okay, I need to explain this again so that everybody understands. So that's really helpful, right? You also dedicated your ability to lead a team this semester on the interview team. So I think like last semester, the application and outreach team was very challenging, I think. This semester, I think the interview team was very challenging. I mean, probably all the teams, but the things that I remember about the interview team is you needed to change or update many things, right? Maybe not before the orientation, but afterwards we realized, talking to Randy or Goche or Sandra or someone else that, hey, there's a lot of room for improvement here. So those are big improvements, right? He clarified the interaction, the process between your team and others in the spreadsheet, right? I mean, spreadsheet was kind of challenging, right, for the interviews, but it's much better now. So you put a lot of work into that. And to me, of course, that's helpful for future students, but it also demonstrates some of your great qualities. Your willingness to help, you listen carefully, you work well with other people, even if they're not on your team. You're good at understanding the bigger process, right? You work efficiently, right? Anna said to me recently in an email when she was remembering the interviews, I think it was like after the interviews last semester that I quickly, posted the interviews in Canvas so people could watch them. I think that's what she was talking about. And she said, you worked so efficiently. You did so. You should look at HR as a journey, right? I mean, we used to have people from the Marriott Hotel come who worked in HR. Some were HR managers. One of them was a person whose job was to go around the company and look for people who should be promoted to higher positions. That's kind of an interesting job, right? I would say for you, if you get an HR job and you like it and you want to stay there, great. But don't think that you need to stay there. You can move up. You could do, leadership, management, training.
Oh, your teacher is so tall. Why? Because he taught so many students. So maybe in the future I will be a teacher too, so I can be that tall. And if you don't mind, I'd like to thank Genetic to let you go. So we have a wonderful teacher. Yeah. Then I was so excited that I couldn't sleep last night because I was wondering what I'm gonna say on my graduation day. And that doesn't mean I have nothing to say. That's just because I have a lot to say. So ultimately, I decided to start from my personality. Before VOTP, I was a perfectionist. I won't take responsibilities or take on a job until I'm sure I can complete it. But in VOTP, Robert always gave us opportunities to let us present, let us answer questions, or show materials to classmates. Then I remember the last semester, Robert asked me to show the classmates how to look for a specific job on LinkedIn. Then at that time, I was wondering, if I can do it well. Then Robert said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just show classmates what you did. Then I did it, and in the process, I improved myself. And also in this semester, when Robert asked me to record some assignments, sometimes I haven't started the assignment yet, and I don't know if I can do it very well or not. But so, like sometimes Robert always gave us a push. Then I just tried it. I just did it,
and I improved it in the process. And I feel like sometimes we need such push so we can overcome the self-doubts and get some achievement. And in the process, we are growing and we are improving. So I want to thank you, Robert. Round of applause for Nigar Orbe. Thank you, Nigi. Congratulations.
We've known each other for a little longer than some of you because she was in my class before VOTP, so I had the opportunity to do some recruiting on my own before. So Nikki was great in that class, as she has been great in our class as well. So Nikki also had a career in her country, Turkey, as a Turkish instructor and researcher, right? And as she had the opportunity to talk about that experience in the job search class, I realized she was probably an awesome instructor as well as a researcher and has published textbooks and articles, right?
Yes.
Has published, right? And she's very talented. And I can imagine how lucky her students were to have her and her colleagues. Because I remember her story about handling conflict with a coworker. She told the story of another teacher who had not been so responsible. I think it was during exams, I think. Yeah. And so Niggi solved that problem in a way that didn't cause harm to the other person, or the other person didn't get fired or whatever, but she was able to help out in that situation and then didn't stop there, right? Her interest in improvement and making things better and helping other people, she designed a process that so that in the future that would not happen again, right? So to you, that probably sounds familiar. That sounds like Niggi to you, right? So she's someone who's very detail-oriented, very helpful, very intelligent, looking for ways to be better, looking for ways to improve, and in ways that you've also contributed to us as well. So, so we know that so Niggi would love to be able to continue teaching Turkish here at a university or a college, right? And we know she'd be the best. Niggi is obviously a great listener, detail-oriented, but also is very efficient. So Niggi was usually the first one to turn in an assignment, right? And you might think, well, all right, so she probably did it quickly without thinking too carefully, but no, she did a great job. Niggi's work was always perfect or almost perfect, and it was done really quickly. She works really efficiently. Also, Niggi's very appreciative, right? I think I mentioned earlier that it's kind of nice for people to show appreciation sometimes, right? People like to know that they're appreciated. So Niggi shows that all the time to me, to her classmates. She's very appreciative, right? So a person who has so many skills, but also is so kind and appreciative and generous and helpful, right? I mean, I'm sure everybody who worked on a team with Niggi, whether it was as team members or whether she was your lead, I'm sure that you found the experience very satisfying, that she made sure that you worked well together and were successful together. So those are leadership qualities, right? Your job you end up doing, you're very effective at that. So it's been my great pleasure.
Thanks for your kind words, Robert. I want to share my feelings and thoughts here. And this is really a proud moment for each of us. I would like to say that I'm really grateful for being part of this program. Thanks for giving this opportunity to me. Before I started to this program, actually I knew what I would get at the end of the program because it has been told us. But now I see that for each of us, all we have more than these, I guess. And this is the most impressive part of this program. And sometimes I felt like, okay, I cannot continue. I can give up because the assignments were really challenges most of the time. Then I said, okay, I cannot give up because the program never let me go. This is the magic of this program. And if there is a magic, there should be a magician. In this program, we have a magician who is called Robert. How I can describe, he's really great, dedicated instructor. He's the best instructor ever for me and for all of us. We are really lucky to have you in this program, Robert. I really give my appreciation to you in front of all of you. Thanks for everything. And just I want to say, I think this is not the end for each of us. This is just a new beginning for all of us. Thank you very much.
VOTP is not only a program, it's way more.